has been almost 20 years since we started talking about our own identity, Hong Kong identity, in terms of culture, in terms of design. Really still look into the cultural and artistic aspect. And it's only through publications like this and through the re-examination of some master's work where one can really get in to the understanding to seek our own identity graphically, artistically, and hopefully in terms of poetry.
My own family, as far back as it goes, was in Toledo in Spain in 1492, and then we were discouraged from staying on there, so we moved to another part of the Habsburg Empire, to Austria and Hungary. And then when Austria was invaded by Germany, fortunately we were able to leave, and we went to New York, and I got my education there, and after working for a while I went to Paris on a Fulbright fellowship and traveled around Europe while I was there. And that sort of sparked something in me. Up until I got a sense of the wider world. One of the people to whom I'd shown my portfolio, who was with Time Life, had a job offer from a magazine that was starting up in Hong Kong called the Asia Magazine, which was for all of Asia. English language newspapers. It was a Sunday supplement. I felt very comfortable in Hong Kong. It was an interesting time to be here, of course. When I started working with, I worked when I was in Europe, and I played with that idea of France and America. The Statue of Liberty, and just mixing up those icons. And when I started working for the Asia magazine in New York, and then came out here, it was no problem to do something with Asia and Europe, with my background. So it seemed absolutely comfortable.
What really made Henry different from everybody else is that very early on he actually was very interested in Chinese culture. But not only Chinese culture in the traditional sense, he's also very interested in Hong Kong local culture. And he looked at this not only as just gimmicks for design, or let's say motifs for expansion. He actually paid a lot of attention to the stories, the history, and the cultural aspects behind some of the graphical or some of the iconographical elements behind what he liked.
I don't think there's anything exotic about being cross-cultural, and I think the whole world has to be that way today. I was having fun with it, with playing with that contrast. Contrast is the key for graphic design. And I had studied in Yale, where I was very lucky to have, in the second year of my master's program, to have Paul Rand as a teacher. And he had a great influence on me. One of the things he said was that you need contrast in design, intellectual or visual or whatever. But I think my most important one is actually on the wall here, and that's a poster I did for a Japanese typesetting company. Another one is for the Viennese Opera Ball in Hong Kong. where I wanted to, again, contrast Vienna and China.
Henry pioneered corporate identity through branding and cross-cultural design. I think it was through his ideas of how to combine icons, symbols, but also cultural meaning from the West with idiosyncrasies of the East that actually form the intellectual blueprint of Hong Kong's status as an international and cross-cultural city.
You have to want to be a designer. In my case, I'm always aware of signs, of objects, especially when I have a project to do. Then I'm looking everywhere. There's a saying, for a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And it's that sort of idea that you're obsessed with design. So if you don't feel that, I don't think you should go into it. But you can still be learning when you're going to see a good movie, a movie that's sensitive, that needs a bit of thought. And the same with reading and, just spreading your interests. Design should reflect that. When the idea hits you, it's worth it.
We hope that the publication will raise more awareness in Austria for Henry Steiner's achievements, and that it will contribute to familiarizing young designers with the idea and methods of cross-cultural design. In today's world, with more and more cultures mingling and overlapping, this approach can teach us a lot in general as to respecting different cultures and not seeking to harmonize them, but recognizing their contrasts as a fascinating enrichment and valuable complement.
I think a lot of Chinese fine artists are very, very good in manipulating the ornamentational aspect of Chinese art and design. But not that many is able to actually combine that kind of Western discipline with the Orientalism, if one can call that. And Henry has done that, and he's actually, in a way, very unique in the world of graphic design. Not only because he's one of the first, but also because he's so good at it. And I think we need to commemorate his achievement in this collaborative book that combines the two aspects together, and let the book tell the story.